What if I told you that the greatest plays in history weren't watched in silence, but in chaos, where people screamed, laughed, threw food, and stood shoulder to shoulder in the dirt? This isn't the elegant world you imagine. This is London, through Shakespeare's eyes. The air in London hangs thick with smoke, sweat, and anticipation. It is late afternoon, but the city shows no sign of slowing. The narrow streets are alive with motion, merchants shouting prices, apprentices weaving through the crowd, horses clattering against uneven cobblestones. The River Thames glimmers in the distance, carrying with it the pulse of trade and the scent of everything the city discards. London is not clean, nor quiet, nor gentle. It is loud, chaotic, and endlessly alive. And tonight, it is electric, because tonight there is a play. You move with the crowd, drawn toward the southern bank of the Thames, where the great circular structure rises above the surrounding buildings, the Globe Theatre. It stands proudly, its wooden frame both sturdy and vulnerable, as though it might burn to the ground tomorrow and be rebuilt the next day without hesitation. This is not a monument meant to last forever. It is a place meant to live in the moment. The closer you get, the thicker the crowd becomes. Men in worn doublets jostle for position beside finely dressed nobles. Women with covered hair whisper behind gloved hands, while street vendors weave through the throng selling pies, ale, and roasted nuts. There is laughter, arguments, and the constant hum of expectation. You are not alone in your excitement. The theater draws everyone. A boy no older than 12 clutches a coin tightly in his hand, afraid he might lose his chance to enter. A wealthy gentleman adjusts his cloak, already planning which gallery seat he will claim. A group of laborers joke loudly, eager for an evening of entertainment after a long day's work. This is London at its most unified, not by peace, not by order, but by story. At the entrance, a man collects coins with practiced speed. A single penny grants you access to the yard, the open space directly before the stage. It is the cheapest place and the most alive. Here you will stand among the groundlings, shoulder to shoulder, exposed to the sky and fully immersed in the performance. You step inside, and the world changes. The noise shifts from chaotic city clamor to something more focused, more contained. The theater surrounds you in a near-perfect circle, its wooden galleries rising in tiers. The stage juts out into the yard, bringing the actors closer to the audience, dissolving the boundary between performer and spectator. Above, the sky stretches open. This is not a dark, silent theater. There are no curtains to hide behind, no artificial lights to guide the eye. Everything is visible. Everything is shared. You find your place among the crowd. It is tight, uncomfortable, and impossible to ignore the people around you. Someone laughs too loudly. Another complains about the smell. A third pushes forward, eager for a better view. There is no personal space here, no distance. You are part of the performance before it even begins. Then a sound cuts through the noise, a trumpet. The crowd quiets, not completely, but enough. The play is about to begin. From the side of the stage, the actors emerge. They are not distant figures hidden behind elaborate illusions. They are right there, within reach, their costumes bright and expressive. Every movement is exaggerated, every word projected with clarity and force. There are no women among them. All the roles, even the female ones, are played by men or boys. It is a fact everyone accepts, not as a limitation, but part of the magic. The story unfolds quickly. There is no time for hesitation. The audience demands engagement, and the actors deliver. Their voices rise above the murmurs, commanding attention. When the lines are sharp, the crowd laughs. When the tension builds, the air tightens. When the drama peaks, you can feel it ripple through the bodies pressed around you. This is not passive entertainment. This is participation. A man beside you shouts a comment at the stage, earning laughter from those nearby. Another throws a piece of fruit, not out of anger, but as part of the unspoken contract between audience and actor. The performers do not break. They adapt, respond, and continue, weaving the unpredictable energy of the crowd into the fabric of the play. Above, in the galleries, the wealthy watch from their seats. They are removed from the chaos below, but not from the experience. They lean forward, engaged, reacting in their own way. Some follow the dialogue closely, appreciating the cleverness of the language. Others are there to be seen, their presence as much a performance as the play itself. This is theater as a social event, a spectacle not just on the stage, but all around it. As the play continues, you begin to notice something deeper. It is not just the story that holds the audience, it is the words. They flow with a rhythm that feels both natural and elevated. They capture emotions that are instantly recognizable: love, jealousy, ambition, fear, and present them with a clarity that cuts through the noise of the crowd. The language is alive. It moves through the air, carried by the actors, absorbed by the audience, and reflected back in laughter, gasps, and silence. For a moment, the world outside the theater fades. The streets, the struggle, the uncertainty, they all seem distant. Inside the globe, there is only the story. And yet, the story is not separate from reality. It mirrors it. The kings and fools, the lovers and villains, they are reflections of the people standing beside you. The themes are immediate, relevant, and deeply human. This is why the theater matters, not because it escapes reality, but because it reveals it. As the sun begins to lower in the sky, the light shifts across the stage. Shadows stretch, adding depth to the performance. The actors adjust seamlessly, their movements guided not by artificial cues, but by the natural rhythm of the day. Time passes differently here. The play builds to its climax. Voices rise, movements become urgent. The crowd leans in, collectively holding its breath. And then, release. The final lines are delivered with force and clarity. The story reaches its conclusion, and for a brief moment, there is silence. Then the theater erupts. Applause, cheers, whistles, an explosion of sound that fills the space and spills out into the city beyond. The actors bow, their expressions a mix of pride and exhaustion. The performance is over, but the experience lingers. Slowly, the crowd disperses. Some debate the meaning of the play. Others laugh, already moving on. Vendors call out, chasing the last coins of the evening. You step back into the streets. London is still there, unchanged, relentless, alive. But something feels different. For a few hours, you were part of something larger than yourself. Not just watching history, living it. If you want to experience history the way it really felt, raw, chaotic, and alive, subscribe now. Because this is just one night in London, and the past has many more stories to show you.